you don't trade every pair and you don't analyze every pair as well. So that's one of the disadvantages of being a professional trader. You don't trade every pair and you also don't just analyze every pair. So those other pairs now that personal I might not that I don't trade, whether they are certain crash and boom pairs or certain volatility in the pairs or certain currency pairs that I don't trade. Those ones, or even some currency pairs here that I know I don't trade, right? Those ones, if you want us to look at any one of those uh, pairs, that's why you must join our TikTok live sessions. There, I'll analyze almost every other pair that the people that will be live with me there will be wanting us to analyze. So that's the advantage of the TikTok live sessions. It gives you an opportunity now for us to look at your pair now. Even if I don't trade, let's say you come and say, Mr. Mike, can you please help us analyze VIX 10, VIX 25. I don't trade those pairs, but for the sake of during a live TikTok session, I can just give you a rough breakdown of what is currently going on, even if I might not even take the trade after all. So that's one of the things that you must just join the TikTok live TikTok sessions for the purpose of you getting also to engage with other traders that would be there, getting also a chance to look at other pairs that I might not be able to share on the YouTube channel. So it will help you. It will help you. So after this, I'm definitely hoping that those that will still be up will meet definitely on the live TikTok session. Right. So without wasting much time, last week we took if you saw there in the free group, if you saw last week there in the free group, um if you saw there last week in the free group, right? I think I gave two major signals basically for currency pairs. Mainly it was the GBP USD buy, which most of it closed. Some managed to take some profits, others they were taken out on break even, whichever way. No, I can't say money was lost there on that trade. I'll go to it. I can't say money was lost. If someone says they lost money, there something's wrong. They were not following instructions, or they did their own things. But basically, the GBP USD trade, it just either it gave you small profit or it simply closed on break even. So that's one of the traits of being a successful trader. There's nothing wrong with a trade closing on a break even. Hear me? There's nothing wrong with a trade closing on break even. I've seen people crying after a trade closing on break even. It's a sign you're still an amateur. You're still an amateur. You're still a baby in terms of trading. If you find yourself crying, let's say even after a stop loss is hit, and you find yourself crying, or let's say even after a trade closes on break even and you find yourself crying, you are still an amateur, you're still a baby in terms of trading. You need to grow up, you need to mature in the game, because such behaviors, you won't last long in the game. You won't last long in the in this game of trading. Very soon we might lose you. Very soon we might lose you with such kinds of behaviors on the market. So I'll just go through what I saw on the Nasdaq. Remember, I gave you the sell. I actually gave it right here. That's where I gave the signal. And on this day, I think it was Friday. Was it Thursday? Thursday, Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. Friday in the morning. I even thought of just giving this signal to my VIP signals team. That was what I actually wanted, because I was actually up when the market was there. So I even wanted to give it only to the VIP people in the VIP groups there, and just leave it like that. But I just decided, okay, no, let me share with the rest of the team. Let me share with everyone. Let us make money with everyone. Let's see, let's see, let's see. So that was a very good opportunity. Such good opportunities like those ones. It is my wish that people we make money together, but most of the people they end up misbehaving when you give them such access to information like this. They end up doing their own things, which is personally I don't have a problem with any of that. But on your side, you're wasting your time, because when a good opportunity has been presented your way like this, it's time that you must be so sober. If you've ever been sober in your life, be more sober now. If you've ever been sober in your life, be more sober now. Why? You might behave wrongly. You might not harness or maximize the opportunity when you're not sober. So make sure you're always sober, especially now with this current opportunity that has been presented to the most of you here. Be sober, especially those guys who always say, I missed the trade, I missed the trade, I missed the signal, I missed the trade. You need to be so sober now. It's high time that you must be so sober. Make sure that you're also not sleeping like someone who is there's you can't find yourself sleeping 8 hours a day if ever you really want to. For now, if ever you really want to master this thing, and you still need a lot to learn, you can't be sleeping such many hours. Okay, most of those things I think will proceed. I'll talk about most of those things with my TikTok family, but for now, let me just finish what I was about to illustrate on Nasdaq. Nasdaq, if you watched what do you call this? If you watched if you watched what do you call this? If you watched my previous Nasdaq videos, I think I explained fully what has been going on Nasdaq. I explained fully. Just a quick rundown of what I have been saying on the previous videos on Nasdaq. Even that opportunity that was presented, it's an opportunity that we spoke about almost way before it happened. I might not explain down here if you didn't watch this video of how you could have caught this entire move on Nasdaq. Ever since I think I actually did a video whereby I was showing you all the trades that you could have taken on Nasdaq ever since the beginning of this year. This was one of them, one major trade that actually from January up until around May, it was pushing in one direction to this leg there. So let me just go down to the daily so that right. So on the daily, so you see that you realize that setup that you saw, most of you you are getting things wrong because you come to the chart and you start to analyze the chart from the 1 minute, from the 5 minute, from the 15 minute, which is, if you ask me, that's totally wrong, because information that you find on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute, it's not enough. It's inadequate because you don't know what is going on the higher time frame. To understand that, if you take a trade based on that analysis that you do on 5 minutes, 15 minutes only, it means your trade on its own, it's also bound to certain drawdowns that you might not even know where they are coming from. So you might see a setup not being respected on 1 minute, or let's say, for example, if the market is bullish like this. Let's say you go on 1 minute or 5 minute or 15 minutes and 30 minutes, you find the market breaking your supply zones. Then you don't know why is it even breaking those supply zones, because there's information that is on the higher time frame that you were so lazy to go and check that information. So that's where most of you get it wrong, by you failing to go all the way to the higher time frame and see the overall picture. Once you have the overall picture, have the overall zone, where are we currently moving? Are we currently in a major zone going up, or currently major zone coming down, or where are we? That's the most important thing. So on the daily, you realize that I spoke about this, whereby we're pushing up here to the left, we're pushing up. We're breaking these supplies, breaking these supplies. Then here, from that high there, from that highest point, that's when you establish a change of character or a shift in order flow to the downside. So that shift in order flow to the downside now, flow to the downside, on the weekly, you realize that overall it will still be a continuation of our overall. On the weekly, you realize that it's still just a continuation of our overall bullish movement. If you go to the weekly, this is the weekly time frame. Let me just show you why I'm saying that. Why I'm saying it will still just be an overall push of the bullish move. On the weekly, this is what is currently happening, right? We broke structure here. After we broke structure here, according to the real structure. This is the low, that's the high, right? This is the high that shifted this order flow. So that's our high. This is our low because it broke that high. So now if you follow internal structure, what is internal structure? This was internal structure according to the weekly, right? This was internal structure. Then here, that high that shifted this internal order flow, that's our high because it's higher than this. Then this low that will also shift internal order flow. It's internal order flow like this. This is also our higher low because it's higher than this. That's why I'm saying according to the weekly, Nasdaq, it's still pushing. It's still in a bullish overall push. So according to the weekly, you read that this move that started here in January 2023, it's actually being anticipated even by what we call positional traders. Positional traders, they actually have their TP right here. Their first major TP is right here. After that one is hit, they can expect a small push up before another reversal. So right now they're even anticipating something like this before the next reversal. So according to positional trader, this thing is even still pushing up. Even according to the weekly, you can see it's still pushing up, right? So that is information that you just analyze. Once you've analyzed, you write in your trading journal, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm seeing on the weekly because of A, B, C, D, and D. So according to the weekly, I'm anticipating the market to come from this point to this point. We're currently at this level. So according to the weekly, we are still here to hit our level there, which is that one. This is a high, this is a low, higher, low there. So according to the weekly, there's still a potential for us to push all the way to 16,773 there, which is this high, right? All right. So this was only a pullback according to the weekly. This was only a pullback, right? So after I now have that information from the weekly, that's when I can now go down to the daily. The daily, you also realize that it's also saying the same thing with the weekly, right? So this trade, I showed you how you could have entered this. This was a simple trade that you could have actually entered. That was the high there of the daily. This was the lower high, lower low here. That was the lower high there, lower low there. So it was coming down, extreme lower high there. It broke the internal structure. You could have entered the initial trades according to this internal structure. This initial buys, we could have held them all the way to that external level, which was the TP hit there. So them breaking there, it was changing character now, which is this internal character. So that internal character, trend line traders could have come and done all sorts of things, but all sorts of things whereby you come and draw trend lines, wara, you know all these things. I know all these things, you know all these things. You might not see me doing this, but I can actually see a trend line even if I don't draw a trend line. I know where a trend line is. A trend line, remember what I've been telling you since day one. A trend line, it's simply an indication to show you the structure. Let's say we are downtrending, you can draw a trend line like that to show you that here we're downtrending. After we broke this, someone can come and do a price action analysis and do and say we broke out of a downward channel, blah blah. Now we're now moving in an upward channel. There's nothing wrong with that. But remember, the most important thing about trading is structure. You can draw channels like this, but if those channels, they don't break structure, they're as good as useless. For example, if this channel didn't come and change character there, this market was simply going to come all the way up here and bounce from here and continue coming down nicely. And you now, because you lack understanding of structure on its own, you lack understanding of how the market really moves overall. You could have said we're now in an upward channel, but that was not really an upward channel. So this issue of channels and what it's just information that is, I can say, shallow information, shallow understanding of trading, whereby you are being given a certain truth that is limited. It's like when you're in grade 0, the best answer that your teachers could give you, if you say, teacher, what is 0 minus 1? The best answer that they could give you based on that level that you were at was it can't. That was the best answer that they could give you, because according to the level of maturity that you were at that particular level, that was the best answer that they could give you. So here, downward channel, you can say that, blah, 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 blah. But the real gist is the structure. The real gist is the structure. If trend lines don't break structure, they're as good as useless. So here you could have targeted this high, first target, second target here, you could have targeted this one. Remember, the third one is that one going up. So you can realize that this first major one was hit, that second one major one was hit. So now they are most bound to come to take that other last one. So this one, let me just remove it so that I don't put many lines there. So after we changed character up there, right? I spoke about this trade. I spoke about this. If you didn't watch this, you can go to my Nasdaq. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find the video for the Nasdaq trade, right? So after changing character like that, I said we might have a form of pullback before the continuation up. We might have a pullback before a continuation up. Pullback, we might have a pullback before a continuation up. So internally, you also must look at internal structure here. That is what is going to guide you. That where our pullback can pull back onto, because here you can even pull back to this small level, then boom, shoot all the way up until they hit this TP. Remember, their agenda is to hit this TP now. Coming from this level, weekly level, their target is that high there. So looking internally now, that's where now you see where I caught, how we caught that trade. It all came, all this information that I'm telling you, it all helped in us, for us to make that decision that we finally made. We first had to look at all those other things. So here, 4 hour now, 4 hour, this is the main structure that you can currently look at for this particular time period, right? For this particular time period, I'm referring to this particular zone or this particular range from, this was July, August, July and August. This is the current range that we're currently at now. So it can actually, the market can actually play around in this range, even for this entire September, even the entire of October, up until they break either the high there or this low. So long we're still stuck in between here, it will still play around in that range. So this is what happened to the left internally. This is internal structure according to the daily, but according to the 4 hour, it will actually, this one is the external, this one is the internal. So that was the high, that was the low. We broke the high, that was the break of structure. After we broke the structure there, after I broke the structure, went on up internally, then we broke and shifted this internal order flow. After we shifted this internal order flow, hear me, this one that you are seeing here, this leg that you see here, it's an internal change of character, an internal shift of internal order flow, which so here now, the reason why it's still bound to continue being bullish. On the daily, you realize that this leg here, this leg that you see, which is this high low, it wasn't broken basically. If you go to the daily, you realize that it wasn't fully broken. This is the daily time frame. This is the higher low that you're seeing on 4 hour. That's why it's so critical. It's so critical for you to always do what we call a top-down analysis. Look at the information that the daily is giving you. Look at the info. Look at all that. All that will help you. Look at here. So after breaking this structure, this was one of the major trades that you could have taken. Break structure. This was an inducement because it left a certain zone here on the lower time frames, 4 hour, 1 hour. So this was an inducement. Then they came, shifted internal. This internal, you could have taken the sales from there. Sales from there, targeting the discount zone there where you remember what I always tell you about the 3-leg movement, whereby after you break structure, after you break structure like that, break structure, we pull back, then we continue. That's the 3-leg movement. So here, the pullback, you could have actually entered your swing trade from there. After the shift in internal order flow, you could have entered a swing trade from there. Nicely, this discount zone down there was going to be your TP for those cells. So now coming up now, the same thing. You could have also called this swing buy from here. Your TP now is currently this one. That's your TP, first major TP. Your next major TP now is that zone that you drew, this one. So according to this structure, you currently expect the market to come and break there, continue even all the way to there. Those are the 2 major levels that we are talking. But remember, the market does not move in a straight line. So that's why I'm saying it's still going to continue bullish because of its failure to break this internal, this order flow. It's still bullish order flow. It's still bullish order flow. Someone can come to the 4 hour and say, we are seeing, someone can come to the 4 hour and say, we are seeing this, we are seeing that. But if ever you don't understand what the higher time frames are also telling you, you also make some crazy mistakes on the market. So here, this This didn't break on the daily. That's not a change of character according to the daily, right? So now, even if someone comes and says it's a change of character, you will finally see now, if this market comes to break there, you will realize that that was not even a change of character down there, right? Most of them, they want to see that proof. So here I said you would have got those sales coming down into this discount zone where you would have started to buy. You would have started to buy from this discount range. This discount range, the same way you would have entered your trade up there, internal change of character, wait for the adjustment to be taken out, come tap into the extreme zone, you could have sold there. Same thing here, change of character, internal change of character. So trend line traders, you just be, the reason why I'm saying trend lines alone might not give you those sniper, might not give you those, because trend lines now on their own, there's a certain weakness that trend lines don't have. That trend lines have, I mean, there's a certain weakness that trend lines have. I think I'll talk about that on the TikTok session. The weakness of trend lines. The weakness of trend lines. Remind me, those that are going to be on the live TikTok session, remind me to talk about the weakness of trend lines. I'll prove to you that trend lines on their own, they have a weakness. So yeah, someone can come and draw a channel like that. Say we broke down a downward channel, we're now in an upward channel. Okay. Someone can come and do that, but I will show you the weakness of those trend lines. So now, this is what happened. Internal change of character, inducement came tapped into the zone there, which is where you could have caught your buy trade. Your first buy, your buy here was gonna be here. First, this is an internal target, right? But your real target will be that one. Internal target was this one. They broke structure there. So remember now, this is now the current structure that you're looking at. Low, we have a low there. We're coming down there. This was a lower high, lower low. That's a higher high, higher low, higher high. So long we haven't broken this market, it's still bullish. So long we haven't broken this higher low, right? So those are, I'm saying this so that even if you see this market dropping all the way to this level, that's also a zone that you can even take a sniper buy from, that higher low level. Most of you, the reason why I can't take these sniper opportunities is because you don't even understand structure on its own. You don't even understand structure accurately. So even if it drops to this leg, so long it doesn't break here, it still can go all the way to our first target, then our next major target at the top there. So long it doesn't break there. So already those are things that I will be jotting down in my trading journal. That's information that I will be jotting down in my trading journal. All of this. So this is my structure. That's my higher high. That's my higher high there. This one is my high. That's my high low. That's my high high. So now we are creating a higher low. Now we are creating a higher low. So now you can even put a Fibonacci from this leg to the top there. You realize, remember what I've told you, that the market will always push into the discount. They prefer to buy in the discount zone. So here, you know that this 50% range already, the chance of them breaking here is high. They can break this leg, tap 61.8, maybe from 61.8 bounce up, right? So I'm now also beginning to show you zones where they can actually start to continue with their buys. 61.8, or if they don't manage there, they can come all the way to 78.6 or 88%, or all the way to 100%. That is why you always must wait for confirmations before jumping into trades. What are those confirmations? The confirmations now that you look for on the 15-minute and 30-minute, and the same thing that I've always been telling you, wait for order flow to shift before you jump into a trade. Wait for order flow. Even this sell that we took, I waited for order flow to shift before even giving you this sell. In order flow, it shifted here, it shifted there, or someone can say it shifted here, right? This internal order flow, right? After it shifted here, after that internal order flow shifted here, you wait for the pullback. The same 3-leg movement that I've been teaching you ever since the live TikTok sessions. Change character, which shifted order flow from bullish to bearish, pullback, then continue. So it can continue to this level or even this level before pushing up. So already I'm even showing you some of the trades that I'm even gonna take on the Nasdaq, even on the next coming weeks, or even later this week. That bullish continuation, it can continue from here, it can continue from there, it can continue from there. But all you need is extra confirmation. So right now, this is the current structure. This is the current range that we're looking at. So now, going on now to how we caught that sell that we took on last week on Friday. I actually waited for this trade the whole week ever since Monday. I didn't even jump to these early sales that many people were jumping into, because there's no pressure. Remember, if you took this buy from here, making all this money up until we broke this structure, you can either wait for the break of structure, that can be your first target, or a smarter person now can hold even this buy. Remember this buy that I showed you that you could have caught from here. This buy, you could have even held it up until that internal order flow shifts from bullish to bearish. That's something else now. That's information that I'm not even supposed to be saying, but I'm now saying it. So change of character here. This is the shift in internal order flow. So the TPs that we had. So I had this extreme supply here. I noticed above there's no other zone that the market can come to so that was the extreme supply that I had. After the change of character, I waited patiently. Most of you now, let me show you now where you encounter losses. You come here and say, hey guys, order blocks don't work, order blocks don't work. Hey, these things don't work. Hey, supply and demand doesn't work. My brother, relax, slow down. Do you even understand what you're doing? That's why I was telling you, if you don't have understanding, you come here and say everything doesn't work. Someone without understanding can come here and say, this, everything doesn't work. Trend lines don't work. This doesn't work. That, because you lack understanding. So even here, someone could have sold on this supply. Sold there, just a small movement. They are happy. Then they're taken out. They start to cry. Then in the next supply, they sell again. Those people lack understanding. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't even understand what you're doing. You don't even understand what you're doing. That is something that it's so deeper. Obviously, it might take time for me to explain, but I may not explain it fully here. And it's also not information that is meant for me to be sharing it here. So you were not even supposed to take sales there on this supply and even this supply. You're not even supposed to be taking sales there. Those are minor ones, minor supplies, and they are also bound to be taken out because of so many other reasons. And also for the sake that it had not collected its inducement, which was this one. So they were still bound to be taken out, right? So after taking out all of that, I was still waiting for this supply here. That was where my eyes was on. So from this supply, which leg did that supply? That's why you can even take the other TP for that trade is actually this one, which is where the leg started, the pullback of that move. Remember, change character, they pull back into the supply. Then so from that supply, so this trade, I didn't even waste time going to 30-minute, 15-minute to say, let me go down to a lot. I simply get that I simply came to my 1 hour like this, saw the market on my zone, blah blah, gave the signal, entered the sales, personally entered the sales, then I gave the signals after. Gave profit. You can't fake knowing. Honestly, you can't fake knowing. You can never fake knowing how to trade. You can never fake that. You can come here and fake everything else. Every mentor from anywhere, any part of the world can come here and fake everything else, but you can never fake knowing. You can never fake that you know. That one you can't fake that one. You can fake everything else, but not knowing. You can never fake that one. You can only show us as much as you know. You can only show. So here, a smart person could have held this trade all the way to here. The reason why I was saying, look, profits is for the sake of those of my social media boys. My social media boys, I feel for them because I know most of them, they will be having small accounts. And with small accounts, you realize that, let's say for example, one of the people in my $1 million class or in my VIP group there, they took the sell there with the 300 Rand account, right? Around this level, I don't know, was it around here? Their account was now up 3,000 rands. That's like 10x in their account, which was a 300 Rand. Now it's 3,000 by around here. That person, the best advice that you can give such a person, if that account came from, you can even tell them, my brother, close. That's an honest, genuine, genuine answer that you can give a person. So yeah, I'm still anticipating the push to go all the way. I have this leg here. which is the first leg that we might get our continuation push to the upside, or this other zone here, right? Especially this one. This one is a high this one now, it's a higher probability one more than this one. Why? This one, so this one is a high probability because above it there is a lot of liquidity in form of inducement liquidity. There's a lot of liquidity here. This is basically liquidity that these guys they prefer to take this out. They like these things. So this trade is still bound to I'm not giving you any other extra entry. That's the best entry that I gave you, that one. So for those ones who like to ride moving trains, you need to be so careful now about how you're going to be entering the Nasdaq. So the main trade, you realize that those that are, I might not give a sell entry. Maybe I can give it after the break of this breaker block. Maybe you can take sales from there to there, which is a small, which will just be a small movement. So, but basically that is what I will be expecting. So now, it can even come here, break structure, give you a small pullback. It can even come here, break structure, give you a small pullback, maybe to this supply here. That supply also has inducement here, so it can even come there, down, up there, then from there continue, breaker block. Everything that I'm telling you here, I'm going to do another video at the end of this week, and I'll ask you, what did we say? This you can't fake knowing. You can't fake knowing. You can come and fake everything else, but not knowing. So this is what I'm currently expecting. Personally, I'm still in the Nasdaq trade, if you ask me. And most of the guys that are part of my mentorship class, they know how to, for example, if a move has happened like this, most of them already, they've locked profits, right? In as much as they've locked profits, they also know they don't just pull out of trades. They don't just enter trades. They don't also just pull out of trades. There are things that that must happen. There are things that we wait to see before we pull out of trade. So this is still a running trade. So if ever we're going to take any other sales, we can either wait for this to come back into this supply. Maybe we can take from there, or even the break of this. But we are in sales already, so we don't even need to. The best thing that we can do is just be shifting our stop loss and locking profits, because the ultimate target now is this one. So if you are listening to me and you're still in the trade, you can as well lock profits, anticipating the market to still push on further to this zone. From this zone, even if it breaks this zone and if it comes to this low now, this is what I call this is a sniper entry zone. This one. Once you see the market coming to this zone, if it rejects and closes above this zone, that's a sniper entry. Sniper entry. If it comes there, sniper entry zones like those are the ones that I even increase my risk more, because I know that if it rejects, so long it rejects there's no way it can continue going down. There's no way it can still go, because if it doesn't break here, it's still gonna continue being bullish. So that one will be a sniper entry that we can get from there. 1:25 risk to reward, crazy risk to reward ratio. So it's either there or around this region. So if it comes to my zone here, my zone, which is this zone, that's where I want to see the shift in order flow. Remember, as it is coming down like this, it is moving in bearish order flow. As it is moving in bearish order flow, my lower time frame, my 15-minute, my 30-minute, they must come to this zone. After they come to this zone, they must now shift their bearish order flow from bearish to bullish. After they just shift, that's when you jump in the trade. So someone can come, once the market is on the zone, they jump in. That's a risky entry. That's a risky entry because it can still continue. It can still continue. These guys are also smart enough because they know most of you don't understand. You don't understand structure. You don't understand all these dynamics. So this is my current setup. This is what I'm still anticipating. I'm still anticipating a push here. So from the major zones that I'm looking forward to buy the Nasdaq this week is this zone, this sniper zone. Then this one, remember what I spoke about this. It's weaker now. It's weaker because of the reasons that I mentioned. But if we manage to get some most of the confirmations from there, we can take buys from there. But after solid confirmations, these are the major high probability buying zones that I'm expecting, this one and this one, for this entire week. So already I've broken down the trade opportunities that we are currently looking at for this week on Nasdaq. So most of you, where you also get it wrong is whereby you trade 10 pairs. When you trade, you trade 10 pairs, you come here to Nasdaq. After we give you signal, you make money here. You go to your other 9 pairs. You go there, attempt to take trades. You lose money on the other pair. You lose money on the other pair. So you realize that your trading will always be circling around because you're still immature. You're still immature because you don't even understand. You don't even understand the concept of you minimizing your pairs. You don't even know that that's actually an art on its own. It's actually a sign of discipline on its own. You don't even understand all of that. So minimizing your pairs is actually a sign of professionalism, it's a sign of discipline. So this is what I'm looking forward to this week on the Nasdaq. This is what I'm looking forward to this week on the Nasdaq. I will try also to do a video on there's a good opportunity that I'm looking forward to also on gold. I'll do a video after I publish this one. I'll do a video also on gold so that I show you also another major opportunity that we can also take on gold. I don't trade so many pairs. If you go to my watch list, you'll find very, very few pairs there. Either if I'm trading the Nasdaq, it means the US30 I might need to ignore it for a while. If I'm seeing a major opportunity on the Nasdaq, the US30 I might ignore it for a while. So you can see, so the Nasdaq and the US30, I just look at them as one thing. Then there's gold. So this one I consider it as one thing. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and the GU there. So those are the major pairs that I look at. Those are my pairs. Those are my only pairs. Me doing that, I can make money more than you trading 10 pairs, 6 pairs, trading 7 pairs. I can make more money than you because I can patiently wait for my pairs to reach my major zones. Once they're in my major zones, I strike. Once they're in my major zones, I strike. Most of you, the reason why you lose bullets, which is equity, you lose equity on unnecessary trades because you're shooting everywhere. Yet there are specific zones where you must be pulling the trigger. You don't pull the trigger everywhere. There are specific zones. After you've fully seen your target, after you've fully seen your target, that's when you pull the trigger. So guys, for today, for now, we'll stop here on the Nasdaq. Remember, I promised you the gold video. I'll also share the gold video. By tomorrow morning, the gold video will be up. This one will be up before midnight. The gold video will also be up by tomorrow morning because there's a serious major opportunity that I have been waiting for as well there. So that's why I'm saying that. I'm not just saying I'm going to analyze. I don't just analyze pairs. The pair that I focus on, the pair that is either on my high probability zone. I focus on these are my only pairs, remember. Then the one that I would trade among all of them is the one that would be, for example, the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, ever since it was here, I was ignoring it. Looking at something else. By the time it got there, my attention I shifted my entire attention. I closed everything else that I was in, focused my entire attention on the Nasdaq. So your attention, you must make sure that you know how to distribute it evenly on your pairs. So for Nasdaq, for this particular session, we'll stop here. I'll do the gold analysis. Those that are saying, hey, go to gold, hey, I'll go, relax, slow down, I'll go to gold. I'll do a video on gold as well. Before I even do a video, I think we'll do a live TikTok just now so that I can give you even a rough idea of what is happening on gold. So that even if you go to see the video, you see the video whilst already I have explained fully to you on the live TikTok what is going on. So the most important thing here is not about even you being here. It's about you understanding what I'm saying. The issue here is not about you knowing, okay, so we are going to buy here. No, you must understand everything that I'm telling you. This is everything that I look at before I even jump into a trade. I showed about this nothing. I wasn't even taking sales here. Most of you were taking sales everywhere. Everywhere you're busy jumping in. That's why you keep on losing money. You lose money today, you make money tomorrow, you lose money the day after. Because you're taking unnecessary opportunities unnecessarily. There are zones where you mustn't even there are zones where you mustn't even be taking trades. So guys, for today we are done. We are done. Is there anyone with a question? You can type your question there in the section, comment section. You can type your questions now. And there in the chat box. There in the chat box. Any question, any comment, any compliment. Any question, comment, or compliment before we close. Question, compliment, or question, compliment, or your speaking volume. Your speaking volume. I'm focusing on understanding. Wonderful. Wonderful, D. Thanks, bro. Solo, relax. Step index what? This one, this is a long video already. We'll do all the, that's why we're going to have a TikTok session. Come there. We'll look at those other. It will come to that buying opportunity that you are seeing. It's not yet there. It's not yet ripe. Slow down. Me relaxing like this. It's not yet ripe. Relax. Slow down. Slow down. Please slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Most of you still yet to get this understanding. You must wait up until the opportunity that is ripe. Up until that opportunity is right, you don't even know how to identify a ripe opportunity and an opportunity that is not right. It's like a farmer who doesn't know, who cannot differentiate between a ripe tomato and a tomato that is not yet ripe. Imagine such a farmer who cannot differentiate. Okay, so how do I know that my tomatoes are ripe now? If you don't know how to know if your tomato is ripe, it means either they are going to rot in the field or you're going to take them prematurely before they're even yet on the ripening stage. So such a farmer will never succeed. They won't even flourish in their farming because you don't have an ability to identify a ripe potato, a ripe tomato, and the tomato that is still yet to ripe. It's an ability, it's an art on its own. The always tell you, relax. When I'm saying relax, it's not a matter of relaxing only. No, I'm slowing you down so that you relax, slow down your emotions. When you slow down like that, you realize that the pair that you are busy chasing is not even ripe on its own. The pair is even relaxed more than you. The market is way much relaxed more than you. Most of you, your speed, I don't know where you're even rushing towards. I don't know where you're rushing towards, as if they told you the day that you're going to die. How to draw? Take it one candle or two when drawing. It depends with the zone. There are zones whereby if there are two or three continuous candles in one direction, you can draw all of them. But mostly, if ever there is a certain difference, you can simply draw the one. Thank you. Took some notes for some homework. Thanks. Little by little, I'm growing. Solo para. Yeah. Yes, feel it. You must feel the heat. Most of you must feel the heat. You must feel the you must feel the heat. The truth must be revealed to you. If I don't tell you the truth, you'll keep on repeating the same small mistakes or the same. You keep on repeating them. You keep on repeating up until someone comes and tells you the truth. I'm realizing so much. Lola, you have a thorough knowledge about the market, but you're moving too fast. Not forgetting that the most is the same color. Come on. That's why the video is recorded, my brother. The purpose of recording the video is not that now you are the one who must slow down, not me. You come back to the video. You come back again. You come back to the video, because if I talk according to your level, I might take 4 hours here. I might take 4 hours trying to explain something that I can explain in 30 minutes. So it's the speed in as much as I can be so fast. That's why you must go back now to the video. That's why it's recorded. The only time that I go as slow as I can is with my guys then the mentorship class in the VIP group there, when we are doing our lessons there, when I'm trying to educate them now quickly. That's why I can slow down as much as to my lowest speed. And since those key finish job patiently, blah blah. Please, what is order flow? Come on. Solo para. Where's solo para? This solo para. Solomon. This question that you're asking. I'm saying comment based on what we have spoken here. The TikTok session is just now. I'm waiting just close here, then we start. I'll go back to it. Appreciated was yes. Lowest, yes. There I take my time there so that I help everyone. There are people whose understanding is so sharp to understand that Even if I go the maximum speed that I can, those people will understand. The faster I go, the faster they will understand. There are people like that. Then there are also people now. Remember, people are different. There are also people now whose understanding levels now, they are a bit slow, right? They understand, but they understand at a slower pace. So me going slow, I'm helping those slow ones as well as the fast ones. I will talk about that. We'll talk about that. The TikTok session is for that. The TikTok session is for that. So guys, I think we're done here. I'm now closing this. See you on the TikTok session. See you on the TikTok